Keith Parker, General Manager, CEO, MARTA. Deborah Underwood, Education Coordinator and Advisor, Comto. Bob Prince, National Board Chair, Comto. Janet Walker, Vice President, Transportation Business Group, CH2M Hill. Dr. Gianni Mendoza, Vice President of Government and Community Relations, DBE Officer, via Metropolitan Transit and Comto Board Member. Helen McSwain, Transit and Rail Program Director, Atkins, North America. Dr. Barbara Gannon, Principal, Gannon Consult. Tracy Besselou, Vice President and U.S. Director of Human Resources, Parsons Brinckerhoff, and Comto National Scholarship Chair. Raynard Hughes, Project Maintenance Manager, SEPTA, and Youth Symposium Chair. We ask that Tracy take the podium. Will the dais please be seated now?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Frank, for that introduction. On behalf of Comto, I'd like to welcome all of you to our scholarship luncheon. It's my distinct pleasure to be the chair of the National Scholars Committee, and today you're in for a treat. This was one of Julie Cunningham's signature events at the conference, and we are really pleased to be here today. You know, the scholarship, Comto scholarships provide us with a collective opportunity to give back to students and help to prepare them for their futures. The accomplishments that these students have achieved throughout their short careers is incredible. And what you'll see here today is a variety of people from different interests in transportation who are interested in joining our community. Each of you have collectively contributed to this scholarship fund, and we're really excited about this opportunity today. So let's give yourselves a round of applause for that. You know, our scholarship program is our way of investing in our future. It's important for us to give back and to walk the walk that we've been talking. And what you'll see here today is an exceptional example of that kind of giving back to the community. So I want you to sit back and relax. You'll have an opportunity to hear from all of our students today, and we have an exciting program assigned for you. So thank you.
I'd like to now introduce Dr. Adili Nwankwo, Senior Vice President at Parsons Brinckerhoff Americas, Inc., and a member of Comto's board, who will bring greetings from Parsons Brinckerhoff.
Good afternoon. Parsons Brinckerhoff is very pleased to be one of the sponsors of this event. We do believe in education. We do believe in helping the younger generation understand the great opportunities that are in transportation. On behalf of 14,000 PB employees all over the world, we want to welcome you. We want to let you know that we believe in the vision of Comto. PB leadership have asked me to officially say how pleased we are with our Human Resources Director, Tracy Besselou. Tracy has given to our organization internally. She's also committed herself to what's going on at Comto, including the leadership, Comto Leadership Institute, And on behalf of that, PB, one of the scholarships that PB has given is a scholarship targeting specifically women in transportation and in leadership. And so, on behalf of PB Corporate, we're so pleased that you are here. What the plea that I would ask is, let's not only give scholarship. That is the beginning. We need to mentor, we need to advocate, we need to help the younger generation see the greater heights. And so enjoy your lunch, and if there's any other thing that PB can do to be of help, we believe in the vision of Comto, we believe in what Julie was trying to do, and as a company, we are here. Thank you. Enjoy your lunch.
There's one more thing I'd like to do before we get started. As the dealer said, it takes a village, and we do have our participants of our family here. So if I can have you all stand up, I'd like to give you a round of applause. This is the participants of our family. Although I'm standing here, as I said, it takes all of us collectively to make this happen. So we are pleased to have our invocation today delivered by Bishop Donald Battle of Divine Faith Ministries International, located at the Metro Atlanta area.
Good evening. Welcome to the city of Atlanta. Down by us, it's one of the greatest cities in the world. We thank God that you will take time to be here. Thank God for this organization because they are an organization of people coming together united to assemble alone on a force, together on a force. As you unite and bring things together, and that we are moving into a new level. From Rosa Parks sitting down on a bus, saying I demand certain types of advantages. We're not asking or begging that we may sit at the table. We believe we have a right to sit at the table. Thank God for minorities standing together, dreaming a big picture. We thank you that this organization has yet not seen what it's going to do in this wonderful country that we live in. And so I want to pray now that this conference will be blessed, and that you will be able to receive the wisdom, the intellect, knowledge that will make a difference, and that you will bring others. Thank God for these young people who see the future and what we will be, because we don't train those to come up after we have finished our assignment. The system would die, and we believe they are our future. Thank God for these people that have given finances to help those who cannot help themselves. I came from the inner city. I came from the projects. Came from a mother, single mother, 8 children. And so it took people helping, giving, to make me who I am. And so I thank God. So will you give Comto a great big God bless you, a praise? Will you let them know how much you appreciate the organization that made all this possible? All the way from 1981, Philadelphia, that they came together in saying that we would demand that there will be all people sitting at the table to make decisions for the transportation of our country. Will you give them applause? Now let us pray. Most Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, for we understand that this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you, Lord, that we are able to assemble in this great country of ours without anyone stopping us from uniting, and that we can have our dreams and visions, and it can come to pass. We thank you, God, that this will be a place that we'll be inspired, we'll be impacted, and we'll go back to our jobs and our assignments even more energetic and having the zeal to make things better. We thank you and we praise you, for you are the God that provides all our needs. In Jesus' name, amen.
Comto is one of our associates in the AECOM family, Bob Prince. And where's Mr. Prince? When I hear a good idea, I absolutely steal it. So Bob, this might sound familiar, and this is a little ode to your chairman. He and I share some common traits. We both grew up in eastern Massachusetts. We were both Alta boys. We were both Boy Scouts. but there were a couple things that Bob mastered that I didn't. One thing that Bob and I shared in Boy Scouts was that we both aspired to these traits that I think are traits embodied among the students who are being celebrated here today. So for any of you, we have a family of a lot of Girl Scouts in my family, but also Boy Scouts. Go back to the days of yesteryear. Right, Bob? You put your three fingers up. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. That's my ode to you, Bob, and it's a good way to try and live. Let's continue to have a good time here doing great work. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. My name is Helen McSwain. I'm Vice President with Atkins North America. Hello, Atkins folks over there. On behalf of the Atkins family, we are delighted to have you here today and to be a platinum sponsor for the 43rd Comto annual meeting. And this was a particularly special year for us. I certainly don't want to make it a downer, but again, Julie is so much a part of our thoughts, and as this conference has gone so well into the planning group, the Atkins family would just like to say to you all, we are just so delighted to be a part of this organization. We look forward to the continued sponsorship and support for Comto. So on behalf of Atkins, thank you so very much.
Hi, my name is Natasha Cave, and I currently live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I am finishing my PhD this year in mechanical engineering at Stanford University, and I will be in the fall working with NASA Ames to develop my research into an industrially viable product. My research involves converting carbon dioxide and water into higher value chemicals such as fuels, which is useful for both Earth and space travel. I have been a two-time National Comto winner of the scholarship, and I've attended many of the National Youth Symposium over the years, as well as local Comto events in Houston, Texas, where I grew up. And I really want to thank the National Comto family as well as the Houston family for all their support, guidance, and mentorship throughout the years. Thank you.
Hello everybody, how you doing? My name is Renata Augustine. I am a 2012 Comto Scholarship recipient. In 2012, I was blessed to receive the LTK scholarship that helped me pursue and achieve my goal of receiving my Master's of Science degree. I started my degree in August of 2012, and because of the scholarship that I received, I was able to go to school full-time and complete my degree exactly a year after, in August of 2013, receiving a Master's of Science degree in Engineering Management. Without this scholarship, I don't believe I would have had the ability or the financial capability of completing my degree in the time frame that I did. I also was able to have a chance to network myself with the LTK staff. Through my networking with the LTK staff, I received a lot of encouragement, a lot of support, and a lot of guidance during the time that I was pursuing my degree. So I thank everybody at LTK. At the current moment, I am still working for Miami-Dade Transit. I am looking to find a way to move up the ladder and use the degree that I was able to obtain due to the scholarship that I received. So I want to take the time to thank everybody in Comto for choosing me and selecting me for this scholarship, and I want to thank the staff at LTK from the very first moment that I met them till after I received the degree, for supporting me and encouraging me to continue moving forward. So thank you again to everyone, and may God bless you.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you all today? So I'm Betty Jackson, Federal Transit Administration. I am the manager of the City Comto program, and I'm happy to be here with you all. I hope you all too. So I have the pleasure of introducing Fly Girl. Fly Girl, did you hear me? Fly Girl, all right. Okay. Fly Girl. She's known to most as simply Fly Girl. Ms. Vernice Fly Girl Armour is here to share her insight on the simple steps to creating breakthroughs. As America's first African-American female combat pilot, did you hear that? African-American combat pilot. All right. And that wasn't enough. A former Marine. The security. Former Marine. The security of our nation was the bottom line. Bottom line. Ms. Vernice has been out in the military for 3 years and is now the chief breakthrough officer of her own company, Fly Girl. All right. Her number one mission with us today is to connect to our shared bottom line. One mission, one goal, one team. Let me repeat that. One mission, one goal, one team as we transition. So let's just keep that in mind, okay? So she's going to talk to us today, and she's going to connect us. She's here. She's going to share a story with us. And after that, this is going to be a short video coming up. Please welcome your officer in charge for the next few moments. Fly Girl, where are you? Fly Girl.
Acknowledge the options. Don't get them out. What's your passion? What's your purpose in that passion? Do whatever people do. Have one. I don't want to be average. Do you?
Suck it up, Marine. Army folks. Do we have any veterans in here? If you served before, currently in, or serving? Raise your hand. Keep it up. All right. There you go. Love it. Okay, I know we got the Army. Do we have any Marines in the house? There we go. That's all we need is a few. One mission, one goal, one team. We're all in this together. Now, if you can imagine, actually before I share that with you, if you are a family member of, friend of, or in any way support someone who has served, is serving, or is getting ready to serve, raise your hand. Look around this room. Wow, thank you. Almost every single hand in here was raised. We are all connected in so many ways. We usually don't even think about it, right? But truly, folks, we are helping each other move forward. And that's very personal to me, especially, being deployed twice and going to Iraq and knowing that I had so many people that were supporting me back home. That meant a lot. So just for the service members who are in now and are overseas, we have a lot of stuff going on. I just want to personally thank you, and please keep them in your thoughts and prayers through this time. All right? So if you can imagine, it was over 120 degrees outside, and the sweat was rolling down my face. Like, if you just walk out the front doors of this hotel, you know what I'm talking about, right? The sweat was but it was pouring. And, inside the cockpit, the AC hadn't, wasn't all the way kicked in. And my attack helicopter division had been out on a mission for a little over an hour when we got a call from one of the ground controllers. And you could hear the desperation in this guy's voice, right? He said, Viper, we have Marines and soldiers pinned down north of the cemetery, and they need your help. Now, folks, honestly, in that moment, if you could have felt the acid bomb explode inside of my stomach. Why? Because we had been out for a little over an hour, which meant we only had 20 minutes of fuel left. And we've been vigorously trying to take out this particular target because it was known to have munitions in it. Bombs, missiles, rockets, landmines, all that kind of stuff that we knew would be used for IEDs, improvised explosive devices. Like, we're way too familiar with them now, right? So we were vigorously trying to take out this target. So on top of only having 20 minutes of fuel, we only had one missile left on our aircraft because we were trying to take out that target. And I'll be honest with you, that particular missile was still on the aircraft because we hoped we didn't ever have to use it. It was known to be unreliable in close proximity to our troops. But when your Marines and soldiers are in trouble, you answer the call, right? We headed up to the north of the cemetery, checked in on station. Another voice comes back. This guy, this ground controller, even more desperate than the first. It's like, Viper, we're pinned down. We don't have any ammunition to shoot back with. We don't even have any green smoke to mark our position. Let me know when you can see the glint from my mirror. Folks, when you were down to signaling with a mirror the size of the palm of your hand, you're in trouble. As I scanned down into that cemetery, looking for any sign of our friendly forces, a small glint came back. Slide. And I called out, contact, I see you. Viper, do you see that road in front of me, running from east to west? Follow it to the west. You're gonna see another road that runs north and south. Follow it to the south. You're gonna see a building with a tower sticking out of it, with a blue dome at the top. Call when you are contact that building. We followed that first road to the west. We saw the next road headed south. Couple buildings, couple towers, blue dome. Contact. Break, 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 break! I quickly aloud. Why? Because now small arms fire is coming out of that tower, trying to take us out of the sky. Now pause for a moment. How many times have you been sitting at your desk, viciously trying to knock down the email in your inbox? Enemy pops up right in front of you. Oh, yeah. Sometimes we gotta think about what we're gonna do. We break off to the right, come back around and re-engage. That's exactly what we did on this particular day. We flew out over the open desert, came back up, popped over the ridge, and now we are searching, scanning for our target. Target in sight, the aircraft pops up, we're looking down on the target, my finger's on the trigger, waiting to come in range. But most importantly, waiting for that magical phrase. You have permission to engage. Because folks, once we get that permission, we are cleared to shoot our bombs, rockets, missiles, whatever we have on our aircraft. We're not just cleared hot. Kind of like cleared for takeoff, but cleared hot. Why are we cleared hot? Well, when missiles, rockets, all that stuff hits the target, it is on fire. It is incendiary. It is hot. That's right. See, you already know. We got our magical phrase. Missile away, I called out. I pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. and to the aircraft in back of us covering us. Essential component, communication. We switched a couple circuit breakers. I turned that selector switch back over to that very last missile remaining on the aircraft for one final try. And why was it our last attempt? Exactly. Didn't have enough fuel to come back around for a reattack. And in a few precious moments, the aircraft would be too close to the target for the missile to be able to come off and strike. I pulled that trigger one last time. Missile comes off the aircraft. Jason in the back seat shoots all 26 rockets remaining on the aircraft. We pull off to the right. We head back to base. We land almost out of fuel, completely out of ammo. And I could already hear the voice coming out of the ready room. And I go to the officer of the day. And I say, Marines and soldiers, what happened with the mission? He said, ma'am, target was destroyed. The Marines and soldiers will be coming home tonight. It was an absolutely amazing moment. And again, I would be remiss if I didn't say there's probably a mission just like that one going on right now, enabling us to be here in this room together, sharing this very same breath. The conversation I want to have with you today, and the clicker's not working. The conversation that I want to have with you today is about that magical phrase that I received out in the desert. Same exact words. You have permission to engage, but quite different. You have permission to engage. The emphasis is on the have, and not on the clicker. Let's, yeah, this one is not working. So, I'll keep moving, because you know what? You gotta acknowledge the obstacles, don't give them power. That was one of my things. People would always say, that's like one of my key phrases. People say, did you suffer from sexism and racism? It's like, oh, I mean, anybody in here married? Have you ever, if you're married, raise your hand. Okay, not everybody. If you've ever been in a relationship in your life, raise your hand. The person next to you does not raise their hand, so you can help them afterwards, okay? In that relationship, did you ever have a debate? You know, a little banter, a little friction. I mean, if you have friction with the people you love, you're gonna have it with the people you don't, right? So if I came into work on Monday and I hadn't been invited to a party on Friday night, or walking down the hall and Joe doesn't say good morning, I mean, yeah, sure, but he maybe didn't like me because my hair was short, I smiled in the morning, I rode a motorcycle, I bench pressed more than him, or I was black, or I was a woman, right? But folks, the moment I took my focus off the men and women on the ground to figure out why someone did not say hello, lives were at stake. Acknowledge the obstacles. Don't give them power. So as I go through all my stuff and you have permission to engage, with combat, how I want to make it relevant today is engagement here on these front lines. And this is a rare treat for me today. Usually I speak for corporations and leadership conferences and speak into, the workforce, right? But today I get to speak to our young folks. Well, our emerging leaders. How about that? Absolutely, And these scholarships are huge. Like we saw some of the videos of where they are now. And folks, I like to say education is the gateway to the American dream, And you all, through these scholarships, are providing that gateway. And in corporate America, we're always talking about the pipeline, recruiting, retention, how do we retain? And building that pipeline, right? The pipeline is sitting right here in this room today, folks. When I was back there talking to John, and John, where are you? All right, lives in LA. I said, why transportation? He said, well, honestly, grew up in LA, had to take public transportation everywhere, just got my driver's license 2 years ago, he's 20 impacting lives every day. Now, granted, I had the decision of life or death in the palm of my hand many times, as a Marine in combat and as a police officer on the streets of Nashville. Impacting lives, right? And right here in this very room, what we do every day is impacting lives, period, end of story. And especially what we're doing today, awarding these scholarships, are impacting the lives in this room who are going to go out and be that pipeline, who are going to turn around and impact more lives, and probably, hopefully, be back in this room again, awarding more scholarships to the next generation that's coming up. So folks, engagement is huge. Over 78% of corporate America is disengaged. We have an opportunity to do something different. And I would say, if life was a big juicy navel orange sitting in the palm of your hand, you were squeezing it as hard as you could, and all the juice rolled down your arm and dripped off your elbow. How can you squeeze the juice out of life like that, right? So, in part of that quest, I live in DC. I've been there for 8 years, but I wanted to move to Atlanta for a little bit. So 2 years ago, I moved down to Atlanta. I just left in September of last year, and when I was looking for an apartment, I ended up moving right in Buckhead across from the Atlanta Mandarin, you know that area right there, Atlantic Mall, Phipps Plaza. There's a MARTA station. I have my little Breeze card. I would carry my little suitcases to the train station. I would, like, within 5 minutes, I was on the train. I was headed to the airport. Didn't have to drive my truck. Dodge Ram crew cab 4x4. Dual exhaust. Man, I love my truck, right? I didn't have to park anywhere. I didn't have to catch a shuttle. I mean, I would walk my dog. I mean, the transportation was amazing. I mean, it's not just a convenience, though, because I rode that train so many times with people getting to work every day. Again, we're impacting lives day in, day out, and how we are engaging with each other is truly the key. So, I'm going to school, played in the band, played trombone. Well, first, I had 3 brothers growing up, male-dominated, right? Trombone, male-dominated. Oh, you play trombone? 3 brothers. Oh, okay. Yes. You're like, I feel you. I got to school, graduated, and it's time for me to go to college. And I did not have any money to go to college, folks. And I ended up going to school on student loans and Pell Grants. I did not apply for a Comto scholarship. I should have, though. So I had a significant problem. I did not, as a college freshman, I didn't have a party budget, right? I mean, that's huge as a freshman. So I'm walking down the hall and I'm looking for opportunities. Let me say it like that. And I saw this flyer on the wall that said, free trip to Mardi Gras. Right? Any of the college folks in the room identify with me on there? I said, that's for me and it fits the budget. Free. I get over closer to the flyer. Why did I get closer to the flyer first? To read the fine print. It said, all I had to do was join the women's ROTC rifle team. I said, oh no, that is not for me. Partying is, sign me up. So we headed down to Mardi Gras, New Orleans, the Big Easy, for 7 days of nonstop, non-interrupted, continuous partying. And we marched for 7 days. That was not my idea of nonstop continuous partying. But folks, I realized something in that moment. That it could prepare me for my passion. I saw the military as a strategic advantage. I didn't want to be in the military, but I did want to be a police officer that rode a horse downtown. That's right, the mounted patrol. Actually, let me see if this clicker's working. It is not. Advance 2 slides for me. 2 slides, little girl on the horse. See, I had to give it away, and the clicker's not working. But if we can advance, go forward 2 slides, the clicker's not working. Acknowledge the obstacles. That's right. I'm like, here, you try it. Yes, I am halfway there. Look, notice the onesie, the little afro puff. Now, I am like sitting at the position of attention, right? And when young folks say they're going to do something, they say, I think I can, like, I'm going to, right? How do we engage in every moment? Period in the story. I'm gonna do a little exercise here. We're gonna make it quick, but you're gonna like this part, because this is one of my favorite parts. When I say engage, you're gonna yell out cleared hot at the top of your lungs. Why? When we yell out cleared hot, we're removing all the challenges and obstacles in front of us. You are giving yourself permission to engage in this very moment. Are you ready? All right, well, first let me back up. Gotta have a body movement to go with it, right? In the cockpit of that attack helicopter, I would pull up on the collective to pull in more power to go further, farther, faster, higher, right? Pulling it up, I'm like, bam, pull it up the top. So everybody stick your fist out, pull it back, blow it up, stick it out, pull it back. Engage, clear it hot, engage, clear it hot. All right, that's very good, you're almost ready. So, you know, part of our motto is moving the nation, right? I mean, technology, innovation, right? So, we're all familiar with the fist bump, right? Hey, how you doing, Shirley? All right, bang, blow it up. So say we're like across the room, and we can't really get to each other. Everybody stick your fists out, pull it back, blow it up, wireless. All right, yeah. You heard it here first, folks. All right, so when I say engage, you say clear it hot. Ready? Engage. Engage. All right, depending on how you say this next one, we all get $1 million and a month off the spin. Engage. Nice. Now, can you tell the difference in the first two and that last one? Engagement is a choice. Scholars, how you engage in your studies, your classes, when you first onboard to that corporation as an intern, engagement is a choice. How you show up every day is a choice. You don't wait to lead, you become a leader, and they move you into that spot. Leadership is not in a title, it's who you are. It's who you are. How do people feel when you walk into the room? We've all been there when somebody walks into the room and it feels like all the energy just got sucked out by the black hole, right? If it is the person next to you, do not look at them. And we've all been there when someone walks in and they just light up the room. How do folks feel when you walk in? How do you want people to feel when you walk in? So I'm going through school. I enlisted in the Army because I saw it as a strategic advantage to help me become that police officer that rode a horse downtown. I come back, make up all my classes. That next year, I ended up deciding to go into Army ROTC as an actual cadet. Why? Because I wanted to leverage my strategic advantage. Folks, if you are not where you want to be, what do you have to do to get there? Period, end of story. My emerging leaders. I'm pretty sure you're not exactly where you want to be right now, today, and you're climbing that ladder to get there. What are the rungs that you are willing, because you gotta be willing to step on to make it happen? You have the grit, the determination, the ambition to keep moving forward. Period, end of story. I ended up, acknowledge it. There you go. Now that is the attack helicopter that I took into battle. Actually, that's the upgraded model. Everything on the ground can be utilized, but not at the same time. This is my favorite slide, folks. Why? It's an attack helicopter. Number two, I like to call it my diversity slide. Notice all the different bullets, bombs, and depending on the mission, that determines what we loaded up on the aircraft. Let's take it a step further. Everything on the ground, that's us, right here in this room, just waiting to be loaded up for that next mission that we have been called to do. And that attack helicopter is Comto. Folks, moving the nation forward. And today, the gateway to the American dream. I love it. Keep going. Next slide. That's not mine. Yeah. Keep going. All right, as I go through college, I end up going to leadership advanced to do with aviation. I wanted to do anything where I could shoot a gun or blow something up. Keep going forward. One more slide. We go across to the aviation tent, and she said, Armour, can we please go to the aviation tent? It's like, oh, fine. Black people don't even fly. Now we know that's not true, right? Tuskegee Airmen, Bessie Coleman, Willa Brown, the legacy is long and large, but folks, it is about access and exposure. No one is born qualified. How do we get qualified? And for my leaders who are in the decision-making role, how do we help our folks get qualified? And that starts out with access. Walked into the tent, saw a black woman in a flight suit, said, whoa. I call it the tangibility of the possibility. I could see her, touch her, talk to her, ask her questions. It was absolutely amazing. Folks, while I was in the service, I took a test. Didn't do so well, failed it, and actually, I was quite devastated. I felt like the flight suit was just being ripped off of my body. You heard some of my bio, first this, first that. It was tough because I knew they were watching me to see how are women going to perform in combat? How are women going to fly and fight the aircraft? How are women going to deal with the guys? I felt like I let women down, black folks down, the military down, my family down, myself down, but most of all, the guys in the squadron down. That didn't see the true potential of what I or any other woman or minority could do. And that was tough to take. And I passed the test the next week with flying colors, but that wasn't the point. I didn't pass the test the first time when everyone was watching. And folks, I wanted to be on the fast track. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I like to be on the fast track. And when you fail a tactics test, they don't put you on the fast track. And I wanted to do WTI, Top Gun, all kinds of things. You gotta accessorize. Officer liaison to the Pentagon, and I'm talking to a bud of mine in the car, and this is a couple years later, and I'm reflecting, saying, if this had happened, if that had happened, why did they do this, why did he do that? Inside the car, well, outside the car I was complaining, but inside the car it was girl talk. And I said, why did I fail that tactics test? I said, God, had I only passed that tactics test, I'd have gone to Top Gun. I'd have been in flight school. I would be back in Iraq right now with the rest of my squadron. And I had to pause in that moment because I would have been in Iraq with the rest of my squadron. And I wouldn't have been there to discover my new dream of speaking and sharing this inspiration from the stage. I wouldn't have been there when my dad was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer and able to visit him over 6 times in 1 year. I wouldn't have been there when my mom called me on a Wednesday afternoon and Dad was back in the hospital for routine blood work. She wanted to know if I could come home for her birthday on Saturday. I said, Mom, I just can't make it home. I've already been home so many times, the Colonel's not letting anybody off. And I could hear the sadness in her voice, but she understood. We hung up the phone. I immediately booked a ticket on Travelocity. Then I went into the Colonel's office and I said, excuse me, sir, I need to take a couple vacation days. I know, but I already bought a ticket. Yeah, he did not laugh. But he did let me go home. Thank God, right? And I walked in the door, hey Mom, surprise, happy birthday. And she's like, oh baby, it's so good to see you. We headed up to the hospital to see Dad. I walked in, my dad was my American hero, my favorite Marine. And his eyes got all big, he was happy, and heard him whisper happy birthday in my mom's ear. We got there at 2 o'clock. By 6:07, Dad passed away. Les Brown has an amazing saying. You can't see the picture when you're in the frame. There are so many times you say, we're dealing with our own loss right now. Julie was amazing. I actually met her a couple of years ago, and several weeks ago, I was looking just through some business things, and I saw the business card she'd given me with a handwritten note on it. And I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see her again. From good to great. She meant a lot to us. An amazing leader in this organization. Folks, why did I change my clothes? Because life is about transition. Everything that's in that flight suit is now in this flight suit. And notice I look a whole lot more like you all right now. We are all in our flight suits, transitioning from where we are to that next level, to that next place. And I hold my dad and Julie right in my heart, as I know we all do. And as we're transitioning forward, moving our nation forward into greatness and celebrating these scholars today, we're holding Julie right here with us, right? So in the car that day, I knew I wouldn't do a single thing to change that test after years of regret. Years of regret. Because failing that test put me in the room with my dad that day. What a blessing. Folks, why do we do what we do? Slide. Right here, right, go back. Our crew. Look to your left, your right. For folks who aren't even in this room, our global community, our neighbors. I saw Malcolm Gladwell at ACTA when I spoke there a couple of years ago. And he said, as the public, we fix the roads, we build the highways. Bill Gates can't even build a highway. We do that, the crew. And how are we doing it for our nation as we move forward and helping these emerging leaders move forward? You all are going to be making the decisions and helping us do it. And this is just one of those steps along the line. So my time is almost up. I just want to share this briefly with you. Just click through the slides. Yep, contact information. I'll be doing a book signing outside and everything, and I can chat with you and ask questions. This was one of my breakthroughs. It was absolutely amazing. And I have not shared this with folks, but a couple months ago, a producer called me, and they actually want me to be the host of my own network on the Oprah Show. That is not true. It's like when a breakthrough mentality creates my reality, right? Now keep putting it out there. Somebody's gonna hear that, right? Next slide. Just a picture of me in the cockpit. Next slide. One mission, one goal, one team. I'll leave you with this. I was driving north on the interstate. I had just gotten back from my very last deployment. I'm sitting in my Jeep Wrangler. The top is down. I'm in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Car fumes are everywhere. It was so good to be home after American soil. I decided if I'm going to be in bumper-to-bumper traffic, I might as well go over to the Pacific Coast Highway, where I can see the waves rolling in under the white puffy clouds, the sway of the palm trees, the breeze on my cheek. It truly was good to be home. I got to work a little bit late. That's all right. I'm standing in line, doing what I love to do. Anyone figure that out yet? Why does everybody talking to the Marine in front of me? But that's how we get to know our people, folks. Gotta get to know your folks. So I said, hey Marine, how you doing? What's going on? Why are you here? He said, well, ma'am, I have some shrapnel in my left leg. I said, whoa, shrapnel? Were you recently deployed? He said, yes, ma'am, Iraq, 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. I said, hey, I was in Iraq. I was your Cobra Air Support. It's you like Cobras? We were in Iraq, we were pinned down, we didn't have any ammunition to shoot back with. A Cobra came in, shot a missile. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That sounds like a mission I was on. Paired up the days, same mission, same aircraft, same missile. And we started hooping and hollering, woo, yeah, all right! And we are not in the psych ward. Yet. And he stopped and he said, ma'am, you saved my life. One mission, one goal, one team, moving our nation forward. Folks, acknowledge the obstacles. Next slide. Don't give them power. This is why we're doing it. Our emerging leaders in the audience right now. this is for you. This is why we do what we do, to move our nation forward in quite a different way. Next slide. You have permission to engage. So I'll give you another opportunity to engage with me today before we move it into that next moment. Are you ready? When I say engage, you say cleared high. Are you ready? Are you sure? Engage! 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 Comto, emerging leaders, scholars, you are cleared high!
Family, was that fantastic? Or what? Thank you. Yes, thank you. One mission, one goal, one team, and that's our new mission at Comto. We have permission to engage, and that is what we're doing here with the Scholarship Committee. It's been my pleasure really to be working with such a fantastic team of industry professionals who collectively have worked together to provide these scholarships and to evaluate the hundreds of applications that come to us. It's a very difficult task we have of reading about the need of all of the students out there who wants to engage with the transportation industry but looking for that little bit of support to get it done. And so what we do here is so important. We do have one mission, one goal, and one team to engage students around the nation. But one of the things that I know is that we can't do it alone. And so I wanted to just introduce the Scholarship Committee to you. I'm going to call your name and ask that you stand when I call you. We have Ms. Kim Avery from Michigan. Please stand, Kim. Colleen Benbury, Colorado. Charles Cade, Houston. Celeste Chavis, Boston. Beverly Cole, Atlanta. Tina Combs, Philadelphia. My own Annie Duran from New York, Parsons Brinkerhoff. Dr. Robert Gannon from Gannon Consult. Harold Hoffman from Boston. We have Roma McKenzie Campbell from Boston. Boston's in the house, I can hear. Helen McSwain, Atlanta. Sharmila Mukherjee from Detroit. Jerry Morton, Philadelphia. We also have Deborah Underwood. Deborah is our academic advisor. And Carla Williams from Central Florida. There are two people who are not here with us today, but deserve a special recognition, and that's Melissa Rolls-Scott and Paralee Shivers, who both contribute an amazing amount of discretionary effort to this committee, so I would be remiss not to mention them. And then finally, my partner in crime. Come up here, Raynard. Mr. Raynard Hughes, and I think all of you know Raynard Hughes. It is really special when you can work with someone who is like your yin to yang. And so I'm going to have him come up here and help me with the rest of this program. Fantastic. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about Julie's thought about our committee. If you know Julie, you know that she was someone who spoke her mind, and she told it exactly like it was. And we've had the opportunity to have monthly meetings, and one of the things that Julie always said to me is that I don't have to worry about this committee. And with knowing all that she had to worry about, I'm very proud of that, because we worked like a well-oiled machine to provide these kind of opportunities for not only this membership, but for the students that are all here. So I'm proud that we were able to take one concern off of her plate, and that she was able to sleep a little bit better, knowing that we were all collectively taking care of the students. I know that we have a lot to do to move forward, and I'm just so pleased that we're able to continue to move this effort forward together. So I thank you again for all of that. So without further ado, I'd like to start the program. We're going to start out with our corporate sponsor awards, presenting the Bob Prince Eno Foundation Corporate Award is Dr. Barbara Gannon from Gannon Consulting.
Hill Foundation Robert Prince Jr. Scholarship is awarded to a senior leader in the transit industry who aspires to be a general manager. We are really pleased to award this honor to Faye Mosley, who is the Deputy Executive Director for Administrative Services at Access Services in California. Very pleased that she is receiving this award. Unfortunately, Faye is unable to join us today, so I will accept that award in her. Thank you.
Next, we have the Atkins Awards, and presenting the Atkins Award will be Helen McSwain. Helen?
Good afternoon again. On behalf of Atkins North America, we are indeed delighted again to have two scholarship recipients. Our first recipient is Athena Branch. Is Athena, would you please step forward, please? Thank you. Athena is she's a 2014 graduate from Kingsport High School. She has a perfect GPA of 4.014. And certainly with that level of academic excellence, we feel that she is certainly represents the type of achievement that we at Atkins are seeking to acknowledge and to award. So on behalf of Atkins North America, we are pleased to present you with a $2,500 scholarship. The second Atkins Scholarship recipient is Mr. John Alexander. John, would you please come forward? John is a master's program student at San Jose State University, studying in transportation management. This summer, he's had the great fortune of working with the Los Angeles County Mass Transit Authority, working in the areas of IT and media relations. Atkins is indeed delighted again to present our Leadership Award this year to Mr. John Alexander. Thank you.
And now presenting the CH2M Hill Awards is Ms. Janet Walker. Janet?
Good afternoon. Boy, fly girl. She was pretty amazing. On behalf of my colleagues at CH2M Hill, I'm thrilled to present the CH2M Hill Industry Partner Scholarship. This award is being presented to a graduate, is eligible for presentation to a graduating high school student or an undergraduate student that's enrolled in an accredited college or university program. The recipient must have an overall GPA of 3.0, and they must be studying the field of transportation. This year's winner is Austin Douglas. Austin's taken a long route. Congratulations, Austin.
Thank y'all. First of all, I would like to thank the good Lord Almighty for letting doing everything's possible. I would also like to thank my parents for their unconditional support and love helping me get to where I need to go. I would also like to thank, obviously, Comto and CH2M Hill for everything they're doing for me, financially. It's going to help me out a lot. I would also like to thank my coach, Killian, who was my coach back at my school, high school, who gave me the great leadership and a work ethic that I need to succeed moving forward. He gave me the ideas that I need to not only be a successful athlete, but be a successful person in life. And I just want to thank everybody for the support here today. And I love Lincoln.
To present the LTK scholarships is Ms. Pam Alexander, who's Program Manager and Vice President of the LTK. Pam?
Good afternoon. The LTK scholarship is awarded to an undergraduate student entering their junior or senior year, or a graduate student pursuing a degree in engineering or other technical transportation-related disciplines. This year's winner is Ashkin's Nickel. Ashkin?
Hello. I would like to thank Comto for awarding me this scholarship. Also like to thank LTK Engineering for providing the funds for this scholarship. I'm really in debt to you guys for all that you guys are doing for me in my path to becoming a transportation engineer. I want to thank everybody who went out of their way to come and make this conference special. This honestly was the best part of winning this scholarship, was the ability to attend this conference for the last couple of days. I've learned so much from all of you, from networking, from listening, from all the guest speakers, from hanging out with the city interns, seeing what they've been doing over the past couple weeks this summer. It's really been one of a chance lifetime experience, and I'll always be in debt to Comto for providing me for that experience. And I'm always going to be in debt to the people who are here and also here in spirit, who have done so much, who have sacrificed and dedicated their lives to providing an opportunity for students like me who want to pursue a career in transportation. Thank you very much.
Before I announce the second award, I'd like to acknowledge the LTK staff that's in the room today. Please stand. Okay, the second scholarship is the LTK Transportation Planning Scholarship, which is awarded to an undergraduate student entering his or her junior or senior year, or a graduate student who is pursuing a degree in transportation planning. This year's recipient is Chase Roberts.
Hello. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, this opportunity to experience. Next, I'd like to thank my parents. I know my father isn't here, but I see my mother in the back. You can say I'm following in her footsteps. She's a transportation planner, and I'm getting the LTK planning scholarship, so yes. I'd also like to thank Comto National and LTK for recognizing me, seeing me fit to be one of your scholarship recipients. I really appreciate it. I also like to thank, last but not least, definitely, Comto Philly. I was one of the scholarship recipients last year. And I also want to give you a big shout out to SEPTA. I don't think you guys realize how important SEPTA is in Philly. So all my jobs that I've ever had in Philadelphia, SEPTA has picked me up and taken me to work. So thank you everybody who came out also. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Very excited, to listen to these emerging leaders speak about the support that they've been giving and how that makes a difference in their lives. So thank you all. It's now my honor to present the Parsons Brinkerhoff Scholarships. And Parsons Brinckerhoff over the years have continued to grow our scholarship pools to Comto. And this year we're pleased to be able to offer 4 scholarships. Thank you for that. Parsons Brinckerhoff Engineering Scholarship is awarded to a graduating high school student, college student, or a graduate student who has expressed a desire to work in the transportation industry. The first scholarship we have is awarded to Amadi Kolya.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, as you know, my name is Amadi, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Comto and Parsons Brinckerhoff for selecting me as a scholarship recipient. And along with the support and the encouragement from my family and my mother, who's here today, she's in here somewhere. Can't see her, but I know she's very proud. And it is an honor and a privilege to receive your support to continue my college education at Brown University. In addition to receiving this, it was also a rewarding experience to participate in the youth symposium this past weekend. And the debate between the pros and cons of the expansion of transportation was, I found, very informative. I learned a lot of things that I didn't know about the transportation system. And again, thank you for your support, and you have a blessed evening. Thank you.
The second Parsons Brinckerhoff Engineering Scholarship is awarded to Maurice Nick. Maurice?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Pate. Maurice Nick is actually my brother. He couldn't make it today. So on behalf of my brother Maurice Nick, I would like to thank Parsons Brinckerhoff and also the Comto Scholarship Board for deeming me worthy of this award. Thank you.
The Parsons Brinckerhoff Golden Apple Scholarship is awarded to a graduating high school student with a desire to work in the field of transportation. We've spoken along the lines of this conference that you can be in any profession in order to be in the transportation industry. It's not just engineers. You can be a lawyer, you can be a planner, you can be in finance, you can be in marketing and still make a difference in the transportation industry. And so we thought it was important to award a scholarship to someone outside of the traditional transportation track. And this year, the winner of the Golden Apple Scholarship Award is Mackenzie Bradford. Mackenzie?
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Bradford, and I would like to thank Comto and Parsons Brinckerhoff for their generosity, their support, and their dedication to helping young people. I am truly honored to be here at this conference, and I want to let all of you know how much of a difference it has made for me. It's truly been an inspiring experience, and one I won't forget. I thank you for deeming me worthy of this award, and I thank you for helping me further my education. Thank you.
Now bear with me, I know I told you that Parsons Brinckerhoff gives away 4 scholarships, and this last scholarship I truly want to hold to the end. And so I'm going to ask us to advance the screen. We're going to move ahead to our additional scholarships, and I'll talk about the Women in Leadership Scholarship at the end. So Renard, if you'd help me with the additional scholarships that we have to give out. The Carmen E. Turner Scholarship is awarded to an undergraduate or graduate student enrolled in an accredited college or university. The recipient of the Carmen Turner Scholarship is Jonathan McCoy. Unfortunately, Jonathan couldn't be with us this afternoon, but we accept this award on his behalf. The next scholarship goes to North Carolina A&T. It's a matching scholarship and is awarded to a North Carolina A&T junior in the field of transportation. This award will be for Ahmad Lumon. Ahmad? Is Ahmad here?
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to say thanks a lot to Comto and like I think it's a good opportunity. You guys have no idea how much it's going to hurt me because I'm going to grad school this coming fall, and I was kind of like really stuck on how I'm going to afford my grad school with the expenses and stuff. And this scholarship, I promise, I will use it wisely. Thank you. Thank you.
The North Carolina A&T Matching Scholarship. Did we just do North Carolina? I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, we're going to the Thomas G. Newsom. The Thomas G. Newsom Foundation Scholarship is awarded to an undergraduate student or graduate student enrolled with a minimum of 6 credits. This year's award winner is Michael Bastanapor. And unfortunately, Michael couldn't be here with us as well. He had studies that he had attended to. But Michael is also a several-time scholarship winner with us, and we're proud to be able to continue to afford him this opportunity. The Rosa T. Park Scholarship is awarded to a graduating high school student or currently enrolled in college, studying in transportation discipline, serving in any transportation discipline. The recipient, and the recipient is not here today. She is. I'm sorry, this is Lacey. Please forgive me. And Lacey is a special recipient for us too. I'm sorry. Miss Lacey Malone is the recipient of the Rosa Parks Scholarship.
Hi, everybody. I am truly blessed to be here. You don't know how Comto has been in my family for years, and I have not known. So, yes, my uncle is in Comto, and my father works for SEPTA, so it's all over the place. But I'm very thankful to be here. There are so many people here that have just blessed me and my heart and everything, so thank you so much.
Go with the flow, that's what they said, right? Okay. The Carmen Turner Scholarship is awarded to an undergraduate or graduate student enrolled at an accredited college or university. The recipient must be a Comto member in good standing for at least a year. The winner is Jonathan McCoy, and unfortunately, Jonathan couldn't be with us today, but will accept this award in his honor. We're moving to the Trailblazer Scholarship. The Trailblazer Scholarship is awarded to an undergraduate student or graduate student enrolled with a minimum of 6 credits at an accredited university or vocational technical institution. And this year's winner is Wesley Pratt. Unfortunately, Wesley was not able to be here today, and his mother, Marion Pratt, will accept the award on his behalf.
Good afternoon. I'm very proud to accept the award for Wesley Pratt. He was unable to be here, but he wrote a speech, and I just want to read it. Dear Comto National Scholarship Committee, my lifelong dream of graduating college is coming to fruition, thanks to your generous educational scholarship. Since being named the recipient of the 2014 Comto Trailblazer Scholarship, my dream is becoming a reality at the University of Central Florida Rosen College of Hospitality Management. The $2,500 award gives me an opportunity to earn skills that will serve the hospitality and transportation industries following graduation. Without scholarship patrons willing to support education, students such as myself will be unable to pursue our degrees and our dreams. I sincerely appreciate your vote of confidence in my ability to succeed. I am committed to my education and to the hospitality and transportation fields, and now I am one step closer to my goals. Once again, thank you for your continued generosity and the 2014 Comto Trailblazer Scholarship. Thank you.
back to our Parsons Brinkerhoff Women in Leadership Award. You know, I took it upon myself to make a change in script because I heard Julie speaking in my ear saying this is a special award this year. And so don't listen to anything else and take the turn that you need to take to make this special. The Parsons Brinkerhoff Women in Leadership Scholarship was an opportunity that my company afforded me, as I said, after the recognition, the Shirley DeLibero recognition. One of the things that they allowed me to do is to write the criteria for the scholarship. It was a unique opportunity that I had. And I wanted to think about Julie when writing the criteria for the scholarship, about who she was as a woman, who she was as a leader, and what she wanted for this community of people. And so I took that very seriously and developed criteria that will last for the next 5 years. Our organization has committed to providing this kind of scholarship in my honor for the next 5 years. What's special about this for me is that, you know, it speaks to dedication, it speaks to being engaged, and it speaks to showing up every day. And when you do that, special things happen for you. And so I'm pleased to award this scholarship to our very own Mariah Stanley. This is the first year of this scholarship, and just to say a few words about Mariah, I've known Mariah now for a long time. I'd say the last 5 or 6 years, and I've had the opportunity to mentor her over the years, and one thing I can say about her is that this mentoring relationship has turned into mutual respect for each other. I get so much out of mentoring her. You know, she just doesn't understand that she mentors me as well each day. And so I want to encourage all of you, when you have mentors, to make sure that it's a mutual relationship that you're exchanging each way, because it can certainly grow both of you in the process. Mariah is most deserving of this award, as you all know. She has focused her life and she has dedicated and committed herself to the transportation industry. She's had obstacles along the way that did not become obstacles, but she turned them into opportunities. And I can't imagine anyone more deserving of this award than Mariah Stanley. So Mariah.
Good afternoon. I'm going to take this really slow because this is a lot for me. I wrote something because I'm usually one to talk on the fly, but this is one that I had to make sure that I didn't forget anyone, so forgive me if I'm reading because this is a really emotional time for me. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Scholarship Committee and Parsons Brinkerhoff on their continued support and dedication to my success. This is my 5th or 6th scholarship, I can't even tell you. And this is my 4th Parsons Brinkerhoff scholarship. So they have definitely seen me through from high school to now graduate school. I'm humbled and extremely honored to be the first to receive the Women in Leadership Award, because this award is extremely special to me, because the woman who this scholarship is named after is my mentor. Julie was my mentor, that you all know, but she appointed me someone else to pay closer attention to me at the time when she couldn't, and that is Tracy, and that is why we are very close. We are very close. So I'm very honored to be able to receive an award in her name. So I love you and thank you. I would like to thank my boss, who's actually behind me. If you can see him, his name is Michael Malansky, for allowing me to share this moment with you all and to continue being and having this relationship and being very instrumental in Comto. As you see me run around, I'm actually an active employee, so he's been very understanding, and he really wants me to continue my relationship with you all. So if you get a chance, I would like you to thank him for allowing me to continue this relationship. Julie's daughter isn't here, but I still want to acknowledge her because I want to let her know that she shared her mother with me for the last decade.
when I met a lot of you. And Julie's been in Comto for the last 10 years, and I've been here 8 out of those 10. So for me, I'm gonna get a little off of my script, but I tell everyone that I felt like this was what I would consider to be our reign, and I feel like that reign is come to an end. It's over, and it's time to pass that to someone else. And I want to say, Linda, you've done an excellent job with the time you've been given. We have a wall of love notes downstairs in the exhibit hall, and Annie Duran, the President Frankel, left a note that I wanted to share with you guys, because she said being in the right place, Julie told her that being in the right place at the right time is not always a coincidence. And for me, it wasn't a coincidence. I went to high school where they have a program called the Transsite Academy, and I met Miss McCall there. I don't know if she's here today, but I met her there. And my mom told me that I needed a job. So she was like, you're gonna do it, regardless if you want to or not, because you need to work. So I did it, and I got a half day, and I went to interview, and it was me and someone else, and I interviewed. And I did, and Julie didn't hire me per se. I got hired by someone else who was there at the time. And after that internship was over, I did ask her if I could stay, and she said yes. And that was my first conference, and I have been here ever since. This is really, really difficult. I always say, wherever you stand, to be the soul of that place, and I really feel like she's the soul of this place, and I can feel her here today. It's been very difficult for me throughout this entire time, because I'm just waiting for her to show up. But I just wanted to say thank you to all of you, because I wasn't supposed to be here. Everybody doesn't necessarily know my story. And she took me a time in my life, and she changed my life. I'm a mother. My son is 5 years old. Everyone doesn't know that, and we kept that to ourselves, but I think it's time, that everybody knows I'm 23 years old, and I have a 5-year-old child. And that woman's been in my life since before that even happened. So a lot of people thought that maybe I wouldn't keep going, or that maybe I wouldn't still be here doing this, or that I would quit. But this January, I started my graduate degree, and my first semester, I got a 3.85, and when she met me, I had nowhere to live. I had a son, and I was doing the best that I could do. She set me up here, and she set me up with Apple, and I can say that I have somewhere to live, and I'm doing it for me, I'm doing it by myself, I don't really need anyone else. And she made sure that I didn't need her anymore. She passed away the day before my birthday, and I have to make you all know that. It was the day before my 23rd birthday, and I know this woman since I was 15 years old, so for the past 8 years, she made sure that I would be okay. And I can say it, on my 23rd birthday, I was able to sit in my house that I pay for, that I take care of my child, and was able to celebrate our birthdays. And miss her funeral because my son's birthday is 5 days later, and it was that day. So that was supposed to be my day of celebration. And I was supposed to be the day before, so that I know that this next year in my life is the next chapter, and I can start new. So I'm still here, and I'll be here. But it was a reason why it was that day. And it was a reason why my son's birthday was that day. Because I didn't have to be sad. I didn't have to see a funeral. And that she's still here living with me, and that I can keep going, and now it's the next chapter. So thank you all. I'd like to
keep the program moving, and I'd like to introduce Colonel Jim Page, although he doesn't need introduction. Jim Page is the president and CEO of PTG Consulting Group and serves as Comto's senior advisor. He's co-authored their strategic plan and leads our efforts in development and succession planning. He's also our godfather here. You all know who he is, Colonel Jim Page.
All the city interns, get up and come on up real quick. Come this way as I talk. Come on, let's come on up. Both states. On behalf of the Comto Board of Directors and all of you and all of the friends in the audience, I'd like to introduce you to all of them. Come down this way, guys. Down in the front. Line up by height, dress code, whatever. Normally, we take time and give the interns a mic and have them introduce themselves, but in the interest of time, I'd rather have you look at them than hear them, because this is an image that we're trying to portray. In front of you is the next generation of leaders. Let's give them a hand. Stand there, guys. The other thing we're going to do, where's Sydney? Where are you with the bags? Sydney? Sydney? Okay, here you go, Sydney. As Sydney progresses with the bags, the board of directors this year wanted to make the class even more strong or stronger. And to make that legacy continue, the board is giving a one-year membership to Comto to each of our interns. And that's from Bob Prince on board of directors. Passing them, I have a few more comments and I'm going to sit down. For this year, we had 31 interns. We had 487 applicants. Let's do the math, and that's a lot. As I talk, you'll hear a lot about Colonel Page, but I need to acknowledge two other people who've been so supportive in our efforts. So Jackie in the audience, where are you, Jackie? Where, Jackie? This is Jackie Burrell. She's the lady I report to every morning about 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And she has been with me for the last 3 years, being the godmother, not for just these 32, but for the interns in years past and years to come. She is, they call her Mrs. B. And Jackie, we love you for what you do. Thank you. Good to see you. She has a partner in crime from the New York subway. That's an inside joke. Who take pleasure in beating us up on trips. That's me on trips. And that's my other colleague from FTA. The lady in the dais is Miss Betty Jackson, her partner in crime. I'm 2 seconds from being cleared hot, so this is the story. When we travel, Betty and this one, Jackie and I travel together, and I have the privilege of carrying the bags. And oftentimes I try to sneak away from them in the subway station, but last year they caught me. I was trying to come in first class and leave them. But I forgot my bag and my ticket. So I got to the train, I didn't have a ticket, and then they called me back, and I was embarrassed. So in front of the 43rd Annual Training Meeting Conference, Jackie and Betty, I apologize, please forgive me. So to all of you, here they are, let's give them a round of applause and I'll start. Thank you, Colonel. It now become my honor as the Colonel, it now become my honor to recognize the scholarship donors. We have awards for you to collect a little later. Our platinum donors was Atkins North American. Hold your applause until I finish, please. Comto Philadelphia, LTK Engineering, and Parsons Brinker Hall. Idami donors, C.H. Hill, CH2M Hill. Our Sapphire donors are Rick Mandel, Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority. Our Ruby donor, Comto, Michigan. Our Pearl donors were the chapters, Arizona, Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Central Florida, Chicago, Cleveland, Colorado State, Fort Lauderdale, Houston, Indiana, Jacksonville, Miami, New Jersey, New York, Northern California, and Southern California. Our additional donors were Cubic, Raymond Diggs, Christian Kent, Warren Montague, Robert Prince Jr., Melissa Rose Scott, and Washington Consulting Team. Thank you for all of that. However, I noticed that you all should notice that on your tables is this here brochure. You all can donate to our scholarship effort. Please take it and send your donation personally. Thank you to Parsons Brickhoff for sponsoring this event for us. And Blackrock, sorry, I was going to do her. Thank you. Remember our scholarship. Children, young people are our future. We are emerging leaders. We are the ones that are going to take us to that next level. Thank you, Comto. Continue the rest of the day.